Hey everyone, welcome to Red, Blue, and You. Today, I'm breaking down Senator Josh Hawley's fiery remarks on John Sauer's nomination as Solicitor General. He didn't hold back, calling out the DOJ, defending religious liberty, and slamming anti-Semitism on college campuses. We're diving into 10 key moments you need to hear, but first, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. All right, let's get into it.
Senator Hawley. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It's my privilege to introduce John Sauer, my friend, my former colleague, who has been nominated for the position of Solicitor General of the United States. I've known John for years and years now. He is a proud Missourian, going back many generations. John's career has already been incredibly distinguished, and the chairman mentioned some of his accolades. Let me just walk through a few of them, beginning with his education. He's a Bachelor of Science degree from Duke University. He was a Rhodes Scholar. He has an MA from the University of Notre Dame and a JD from Senator Cruz's law school. We'll try not to hold any of that against him.
I apologize for that.
After graduating and completing his education, he clerked for Judge Michael Ludick of the Fourth Circuit, and then as the chairman mentioned, for the great Antonin Scalia, who I continue to believe is the most influential Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the 20th century. And he served there with distinction. John then came back to his native St. Louis and was for 5 years a federal prosecutor, where he prosecuted violent crimes, white-collar crimes, and more. And then he briefly, in between that and joining the Missouri Attorney General's office, he founded a small litigation firm where he represented all manner of clients. And then our paths really began to intersect in 2017. I was elected Attorney General of the state of Missouri, and the Missouri Attorney General's office at that time did not have an office of the Solicitor General. And I thought it was important to create one given the volume of appellate cases that we were facing. And I couldn't think of anybody better of all the attorneys that I'd had the privilege of working with than John. So I remember I went to John, and this may say something about my recruiting habits. You'll like this, Senator Kennedy. I went to John and we met at a Cracker Barrel. And we sat down at a Cracker Barrel. And over chicken fried steak, I said to him, John, you have the ability and the record to be Solicitor General of the United States, but would you at least consider coming to be Solicitor General of the state of Missouri? And to my great delight, and I think to the great benefit of the state of Missouri, he said yes, and served as my Solicitor General for 2 years, and also as my first assistant in the office, overseeing all of our criminal and civil litigation, including record numbers of criminal convictions, as well as an astounding win rate in the appellate courts. He's argued multiple times in the federal courts, the United States Supreme Court, of course, the Missouri courts, and handled all of that with the greatest of aplomb and professionalism. He went on to serve for a number of years, another 4 years, I believe, with my successor and now my good friend and colleague, Senator Schmidt, who will say more about that in a moment. But that reminds me, John, here's an opportunity to prepare for your first question. I'll just give it to you now so you can think about it. Which of the attorneys general on this dais was your favorite, and why is it me? So you can be thinking on that. John has served his state with the greatest of distinctions. He has served his country with the greatest of distinctions. I do not know a better lawyer in private practice, in public practice, federal prosecutor, name it, go down the line. I do not know a better lawyer in this country than John Sauer. I'm delighted to see him here today, and I'm delighted to support your nomination. I urge all of my colleagues to do the same. I think maybe I've misunderstood this last line of questioning. I thought it sounded to me like my friend Senator Durbin was defending the Korematsu decision, which I think is one of the worst and most abhorrent decisions in the history of the United States. So I just want to be clear on this. Let me give you all a chance to weigh in on this. When we have a decision that is absolutely morally abhorrent, Korematsu, Dred Scott, we can go down the line. Should officials who disagree with a morally abhorrent decision just blindly follow it, or do they register their disagreements? I suppose if they have to, they resign and protest. I mean, there's a system for this, there's a pattern for this, but is the United States of America better off if our public officials, in the face of grievous moral wrong, say and do nothing? Mr. Sauer?
I strongly agree, Senator Hawley, with your reaction to that. And the only point I was trying to make in my exchange with the ranking member was it's hard to make a very blanket, sweeping statement about something without being presented with the facts and the law that apply to that particular scenario. So those historical examples, I think, are designed to illustrate the difficulty of doing that.
He made it crystal clear. John Sauer is more than qualified. The DOJ needs reform. Religious liberty must be protected. Anti-Semitism on college campuses will not be tolerated. Now, what do you think? Drop a comment below. And if you found this breakdown valuable, hit that like button, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe so you never miss out on the biggest political updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.